What is going down, guys? We are going to preview the game of the year, the potential Super Bowl preview. That's what everyone's talking about. But before we get into any of that, and we're going about that, I don't know why it always does that. We're going to be doing our Prediction Friday show. We're going to be discussing offensive players of the game, score predictions, all those different types of things. But we're also going to hear from quarterback Brock Purdy as he previews this game against the Ravens. So as soon as Brock is up, we are going to simulcast and we are going to take a listen to what Brock Purdy is thinking about this game coming up. So we got that. He literally should be coming on any second. So the second he does, we will start our simulcast. But how are we doing today in the chat? Hopefully you guys are having a phenomenal week. Man, I can't believe Christmas is right around the corner. I love it. Love it, baby. Feels great, baby. Let's go. So I can't wait. It's good to see the SDS in the building. Shout out the squad. Let's go. Let's go, family. Hopefully you guys are having a phenomenal Friday. MVP Purdy. No, I'm not. I'm not shirtless. Good to see everyone. Merry Christmas to you all, man. Really looking forward to this one. This game's going to be electric. There's a lot of momentum heading into this game. A lot of momentum. And I can't wait. So like I said, what we're going to do today is we are going to do we'll do a simulcast with Brock Purdy, and then we will do our Prediction Friday show per usual. And we will talk about and preview this matchup, the matchup of the century. No, matchup of the year, though, it feels like. Man, can't wait. Can't wait. Oh, you see it. You see it. You know the vibes. So, man, hopefully you guys are having a phenomenal Friday. I can't believe we're here. Can't believe December 22nd. Time is flying. Time flies when your team is winning football games, doesn't it? It just happens so fast. Happens so quickly. We're already here. Can't wait, man. January football is going to be fascinating. Looking forward to that. Quick little reaction. You guys see the Rams play last night? Oh boy, that week 18 game is going to be a fascinating one. Do we agree with that? The Rams are playing some quality ball, and they are getting phenomenal returns on their rookie class. Holy crap. Their rookies are balling. Puka Nacua, Kyren Williams, Byron Young. They said they had a 30-year-old rookie defensive tackle out here. Like, what are we doing, man? They're pulled. That's going to be a dogfight. It was already a dogfight week 2. Remember how I was stressing. I was in LA for that game, and I couldn't believe the fight that the Rams were putting up in that matchup. I thought the 49ers were going to dog walk the Rams out the building, and here we are. I'm like, oh my goodness, the 49ers are behind to the Rams. Remember, the Rams played us really tough that week 2 matchup, and so they're only going to be playing better at the end of the season with all these rookies, with all that experience. So, man, Aponte talked about it on State of the Franchise, but he's 100% right. It's going to be like a flip. It's going to be a flip from that 2021 season where the Rams are scratching and clawing to get into the Super Bowl or into the playoffs. And it's 49ers Rams final week of the year. And it was reversed, though, because the 49ers were scratching and clawing. The Rams were kind of leading the charge in the division, and we had to beat them in order to get into the playoffs. It's like reversed now. So it's going to be interesting. I do agree with this. The Saints did not look good. They just don't look good. Even though they almost came back and they made it a close one, the Saints just they just don't look good, man. They don't look good. I don't like the way the Saints look with Derek Carr at quarterback. I liked Derek Carr coming out of Fresno State, but ever since he got injured, he's just never been the same player. He never recovered mentally. I think he has a talented arm. I think he could be a really good quarterback, but ever since he jacked up his ankle, and I think it wasn't even on like Christmas or like Christmas Eve or something like that. He doesn't look the same. He doesn't look like the same guy. He shows glimpses, but just doesn't look like the same guy. So, yeah, the Saints aren't that great of a team. I will meet you there. But what I do see from the Rams is we do know that they have a good coaching staff. You know, they have a lot of good weapons right now. Their rookies are balling. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of that situation. Shout out to Chris Olave. I really needed Chris Olave to ball out, and he did. For my fantasy playoffs right now, I'm out here sweating. I don't know if any of you guys are in your fantasy playoffs or anything like that, but oh, okay. This just came down from Nick Wagner. Christian McCaffrey taking care of his offensive lineman. He says each member of the offensive line got a PXG golf bag, bottle of tequila, and a coupon for a custom fitting for a new set of clubs. Look at Christian McCaffrey taking care of the O-line. Love to see it. Now, what's Purdy gonna do? What do you think Purdy's getting his offensive line? Are we thinking maybe some Coles cash? Bro. Oh man. That's funny. Honestly, looks like CMC might have gotten that for everyone. Because I'm seeing Tay Martin looking like he got some. Yeah, Tay Martin got a custom bag. Hold up. We're doing our homework here. Yeah, dude, McCaffrey got the whole squad. Danny Gray's got one. Tay Martin's got one. Yeah. That's cool. CMC hooking up the whole squad. All right. That's cool. That's awesome. I'll make a quick post really quick about this. That's sweet though, man. What's Brock getting? What's Brock see? Oh man. We were talking about this on Twitter, having a laugh at it, but I think, I think I think he's gotta hit up the sponsors. He's gotta hit up the sponsors. Hook him up, baby. We're still waiting for Brock Purdy to come up, but this is that's not at all in focus, but that's cool. That's cool. All right, I'm gonna make a quick post. It's Christmas time, baby. I guess while we wait, we can do some updates. So we can go over some of the practice updates today. Running back McNichols signed to the active roster. Yes, sir. Good news, Javon Hargrave and Elijah Mitchell back at practice. So that is a good sign. Steve Wilkes didn't seem super committal to Hargrave being available, but I would say if he's practicing on a Friday, which is technically like a Thursday's practice, he should be able to go. So, man, we needed Hargrave. So I think Hargrave will be able to go, which will be huge. No Armstead, though. Armstead is not trending in the right direction, unfortunately. So it doesn't look like Eric Armstead will be good to go. So that stinks. But yeah, we need at least one of them, I would say. I would say we would need at minimum one. Obviously, ideally, getting both back would be the ultimate outcome, but I need at least one of them to come through. Please. Please, baby, please. So no Jawan Jennings either today at practice. He's still in the concussion protocol. So we'll see what his availability is going to look like when it's all said and done. But hopefully Jawan can clear and we can get him back out there. So it really looks like it's coming down to Eric and sorry, multitasking. Eric Hargrave. We'll see when they're back. Justin says, Brad, I was digging into Arizona wide receiver Jacob Cowing, and he has legit track speed. He could slide right into the Danny Gray role if he's still not healthy. Well, the crazy thing is I think Danny Gray's healthy. He's just low-key trapped on IR. It doesn't appear that he will be coming off IR anytime soon, which is not a good sign for Danny Gray. But we'll see. Cowing definitely could be that. The fact that Danny Gray can't get off IR doesn't really speak or bode well to his future with the team. Obviously, Danny Gray maybe, has puts a ton of work in the off season, comes into training camp ready to go. But something tells me that the 49ers won't be going into this off season thinking that they're that they got a guy with Danny Gray. It just doesn't feel that way. So if they wanna opt to go in a different direction, could absolutely see them doing that because feels like Danny Gray's been banished to the shadow realm right now. So Cowing, you heard the name here first. This is the head of the Sourdough Scouts, Justin. He's been on Cowing for a month or so now. And so he's probably watched everything he could possibly find on him. So this is going to be a guy, I think he'll be at the Senior Bowl as well. So we'll definitely be keeping our eye out on this guy. Because based on what Justin has shown me of him, he looks like an all-around wide receiver. He plays with that type of grit, that kind of like that. Again, it's hard to describe, but there's like a confidence that comes through his gameplay. Like you can see on tape, like there's just this. He has this vibe that you can feel. Like obviously he can do all the things, run routes, make catches, but in the way he does it, I'm very intrigued by this guy. And Justin put me on to him for sure. So we will definitely. I'm really like low key starting to get really excited about draft season coming up. Like it's been a while since we've been able to be like super hyped up about the draft. But boy, I'm starting to get pumped up for the draft coming up. I really am. Start digging into some prospects, start trying to put the scouting cap back on, start evaluating. I can't wait. I can't wait. But I can wait because I want to see the 49ers win the Super Bowl. So I am willing to wait to start the draft process. No, I got to start the draft process sooner. We'll probably start January, mid to end January, but still, I wanna be playing football in February. Danny was for Trey, yeah, for sure. But again, Danny's game should be able to play. They should be able to use him for both. But man, just no signs of him. No signs of him. So we'll see what happens with Danny Gray. But Brandon Ayuk contract coming up. Will the 49ers pay BA? Do you think they're going to pay BA? BA is going to get paid. He's getting paid by somebody. Now, so far, I haven't heard a ton of early optimism about, BA potentially re-signing with the San Francisco 49ers. But I do hope that they figure it out and they get it done. And I love BA on this team. I feel like he's a perfect fit for what the 49ers are trying to do. He's such a good guy for Brock. Obviously, Debo and those guys are great as well. But I feel like, and I still feel like BA has another. I think BA has another gear. I think BA has another like level to jump to. I don't think he's done developing. I still think BA is going to get better. So we'll see. We'll see. A lot of guys are going to be coming after BA, man. BA is going to be one of the hottest free agents on the market. Think about how many teams now run Kyle's scheme. Think about how many teams need downfield blockers. And obviously, we know how much of a talent he is as a wide receiver. So BA is going to have one of the biggest markets in the NFL if they let him get to free agency. Well, he's actually he had his 5th year contract picked up. So he's technically under contract next year. But the goal for the team is to get him paid so he doesn't have to play on the 5th year option. So we still have at least 1 year of team control guaranteed if we opt not to franchise tag him, which I don't think the 49ers would do, but we still got some time. All right, so it doesn't look like Brock's going to be coming up here anytime soon. And hopefully that means, because I said that, he pops right back. He pops right on. But let's start looking at this Ravens team. If Brock Purdy pops up, we'll take a look. We'll take a look and see what they do. See who we'll see. All right, let's see. Let's get this depth chart pulled up. And let's take a look at this preview that we got. Big game coming up. Big game. I love when the 49ers have big games, man. Kind of gets the juices flowing. A lot of anticipation. Get that nervous energy, that good nervous energy. Like reminds me of like before a game, like when I was playing, like that good, just like nervous energy that we got a game brewing. This game's going to be crazy. So let's take a look at the offense right now for the Ravens. Obviously, it all starts at the top with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is currently an MVP candidate. He is a guy. I like this. Before we get into it, I like this one. Brad, here's a would you rather question. Would you rather win $50,000 or Niners winning a Super Bowl? This is probably the easiest question I could ever answer. 150% without any hesitation, it would be Super Bowl. Not even close. Not even close. $50,000 sounds like a lot of money. Like it really does, right? But if the 49ers won the Super Bowl, yeah, we're going Super Bowl. Not even like I don't even have to think about that one. If it was a probably higher dollar amount, I'd maybe have to question it. Maybe 100,000. I'm thinking, but even then, you know, considering my business is built around the San Francisco 49ers, I could probably make that back. So I'm going Super Bowl. I'm going Super Bowl because I benefit either way. And the fact that I benefit either way, I'd get so much more enjoyment out of a Super Bowl than $50,000 cash. I really would. The Super Bowl, man. Super Bowl. That would last a lifetime. The memories, the vibes. I would definitely go. I would definitely go Super Bowl. Definitely go Super Bowl. For sure. And again, part of that reasoning is too, like my business is built around the 49ers. So that would help my business in return. We would get more eyes on our content. We'd get people wrapped around the 49ers. So I would definitely be able to be okay with not getting that 50K. I could deal without that. I want a Super Bowl. I want a Super Bowl, baby. That's what I want. And so that's why this matchup right now is starting to look like a Super Bowl preview. So it's going to be fascinating to see what the San Francisco 49ers do in this particular matchup, how they game plan here against the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Obviously, they are dealing with some injuries on the Brock Purdy at the podium. So let's shift gears to Brock, and then we will come back and we will preview 49ers, Ravens. But let's hear from Brock Purdy on the matchup first. And I'll get that clicked over here in 2 seconds. All right. We got Brock Purdy at the podium. Let's go share screen. There's Brock. And let me make sure volume's up for all of us to hear. Okay. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear this audio as we get ready to hear from Brock Purdy on this preview against the Ravens. Let's see what Brock has to say. Can't hear it. You guys can't hear? So you either can hear volume or it's too low. Like there's no sound or it's low sound. Which one? So I'm seeing very low, too low. So you can hear it. It's very low. Okay, let's try this one more time. We'll figure this out one day, I promise. Very low. Okay. Still can't hear it. You can hear me, but you can't hear. That's interesting. So again, you can hear me, but you can't hear that. That's interesting. All right. Because that's pretty damn loud. You can hear me, but you can't hear Brock. That's crazy. Because it's crazy loud for me. All right. Let's try this one more time. One more time. And if not, all right, then we'll just pivot. One more time. All right. Wouldn't be a fun time without some technical difficulties now, would it? That's crazy that you can hear me, but you can't hear this at all. Okay, my microphone is on top of the speaker because I have to do it this way. All right. Well, that's crazy that you can't hear anything because I'm probably talking just as loud as he is. So, guess we're not doing that. All right, we're bailing. I don't know. I don't know. That's weird to me that you can hear me, but you can't hear him, considering he's at full volume. So, all right, we move on. I apologize. That's weird to me that it's not working, but we have to move on. That's crazy that you can only hear me and not the computer. But anyways, all right, we got to move. So we got to do what we got to do. And we got to pivot because clearly that ain't working unless I can try one more thing. And if this ain't last stitch effort, and then we're on to the next last stitch effort. Anything, anything at all. Well, that's annoying. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Unfortunate. It's crazy to me that that doesn't work. But that's fine, I guess, because we've definitely done it that way in the past. So the fact that it's not working at all is, and you're not hearing anything, is crazy to me. But it's fine. Let's go. Let's move on to the next. Let's yeah. Tell Purdy to call into the show. All right, so we're gonna have to pivot off the simulcast. So obviously, we will continue on with our preview show. Apologies for the inconveniences and apologies for that not working, which it's worked for us in the past. So to me, my mind is not understanding why you can hear me but can't hear my mic, which are my speakers, which are blaring at full volume. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So let's look at this. Obviously, all right. So when we're looking at this matchup and we are looking at the Ravens and we are looking at this team and we're looking at their offense specifically, let's kind of work through what the 49ers are up against in regards to what we got cooking against the Ravens. Obviously, it all starts with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is in the running for MVP. He's thrown for over 3,000 yards on the season, 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, got a QBR of 60.9, and has a completion percentage of 66.3. You know, I would say Brock's numbers definitely look better, but also I think another underrated element, of course, is his ability to rush, and he adds a big time element on the ground. and this year has 741 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. This is the main element that Lamar Jackson brings to the table, something that is going to have to be a main factor. Obviously, the 49ers have talked about this. They've talked about what they're going to have to do in order to make this work. And we're going to have to see how the 49ers maintain Lamar in the pocket. And, I really think that's what the game plan is. Even though Lamar Jackson has definitely developed as a passer, and especially from the pocket, I do think that they are going to have to keep him within the pocket. And that's going to have to be the number one thing, and force him to beat them from the pocket, because when Lamar breaks out and gets outside of structure, that is when he is the most dangerous. So we know the 49ers don't like that either. They don't like seeing quarterbacks break outside of structure, extend plays, and then gash them downfield. So with this game, Lamar has got to be contained. So we're going to see how the 49ers game plan ultimately stacks up against them, but ultimately that's what they got. So they are down one of their big running backs, their rookie Mitchell, who had really been coming on as of late. It was a big time speedster. They're already down J.K. Dobbins, but Gus Edwards has proven to be a pretty solid running back. So that's a guy that they're going to have to try to neutralize. And as we saw with the 49ers, they struggled stopping James Conner. So they are going to have to hopefully get Javon Hargrave back and be able to kind of stuff the run, stuff the running lanes, and all that stuff. So we will see what that looks like against Gus Edwards. And obviously, when you look at the weapons that they have, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Odell Beckham Jr., those guys are capable of making big plays downfield. So it is going to be very crucial for the 49ers DBs to play some sticky coverage. And more specifically, I would say about Zay Flowers. I think, Rashad Bateman gets slept on. He's a former first-round draft pick. He dealt with injuries last year, so he doesn't get discussed all that often. But I do think this wide receiver core is sneaky good when healthy. So we'll see how the 49ers stack up against these guys. But I do think when you look at the offensive line, and most importantly, you look at Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely is going to be a guy that is probably going to be one of the main targets for Lamar Jackson. And Isaiah Likely is really, really good in my opinion. He was a guy that second year in the league coming out of Coastal Carolina. I know Justin was super big on Isaiah Likely. I liked Isaiah Likely as well coming out of the draft. I mean, you talk about just great physical traits from the tight end position, and Lamar Jackson seems to hasn't skipped a beat without Mark Andrews in there. So Likely has picked up a big time role within this offense, and that's going to be one of the main guys that I think they're going to have to stop. So what do they do to stop Isaiah Likely? Do they put Fred on him? Do they bring a safety down? Does Jair have to kind of square up against Likely? It's going to be really interesting to see what they ultimately do against these weapons. But it all starts with Lamar Jackson and getting pressure to Lamar Jackson. And that obviously is going to have to deal with getting through that offensive line. Morgan Moses has been a quality starter in this league for a long time. Same with Kevin Zeitler. Tyler Linderbaum is one of the best centers in the league. And Ronnie Stanley, who's dealing with a concussion, I believe, I would imagine he'll be ready to go here, but we'll see. We'll see. Just seeing something now. Apparently, Eric Armstead is a long shot to play. So it doesn't look like we will be anticipating Eric Armstead playing against the Ravens, which is a bummer. So that puts an even bigger emphasis on Javon Hargrave being back. So we'll see. We'll see what that looks like. We'll see what that looks like. All right. So I think Kyle Shanahan is on CanBR right now. Let me double check here. Kyle says not much I can tell you yet. Still have question marks. They're all questionable. They've been limited this week. Let's see. Armstead, a little bit more of a long shot, but we're going to wait and see. Hopefully we can get all three, Hargrave, Mitchell, and Armstead, but we're not going to rule anyone out until at the earliest tomorrow. So that is Kyle Shanahan on CanBR right now. Is that it sounds like Eric Armstead is trending in the wrong direction, obviously not practicing today. So we'll have to keep monitoring that throughout the situation. So Hargrave and Mitchell sound like they definitely have a shot, and it sounds like Eric Armstead is trending in the wrong direction here. So that's unfortunate. So that puts a huge emphasis on Hargrave to be able to be back. Got to get Hargrave going. Especially with these injuries that are piling up. So Shanahan calls Eric Armstead a long shot to play versus Ravens. Via KNBR, and that is also hat tip to WebZone. All right, let me get this post out. So we'll see what the 49ers do up front with that defensive tackle group. So it's going to be big emphasis on those guys to be able to stop this offense. Patrick Ricard, too. Don't forget about him. He's probably the second best fullback in the league behind Kyle Juszczyk. So that is definitely this is a good offense, man. They're a more well-rounded offense with the change in offensive coordinator from Greg Roman to Modkin. So the offense is performing better. And the 49ers defense has a big task in front of them. So considering all the weapons that they have, considering all the guys that they have, who do you guys think is going to be the defensive player of the game? Which player on the 49ers defense is going to have to step up the most and make plays in order for this team to find success? Who do you think it's going to be? Let me know what you guys think in the chat of who is going to be that guy. I want to see from you. I want to see who's it going to be. Defensive player of the game. Whoever's got to stop Lamar Jackson. It's really what it comes down to. Who's gonna be the guy to contain Lamar Jackson? Hmm, 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 hmm. A lot of guys have an opportunity to step up in this game. A lot of guys. So let's see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Who is going to be the defensive player of the game? Let's start at the top. Chase Young. Ooh, good. Big Chase Young game potentially. I could see that. Let's see. Bosa, Fred Warner, Javon and Javon. Fred, Warner, has to be Bosa. Fred Warner's gonna be the spy. I think you guys could be right. Fred going to get blocked a lot. Fred and Bosa, Kinlaw, Warner. A lot of Kinlaws. A lot of Kinlaws, a lot of Freds so far. We got a Mooney Ward, Fred Warner. Keep eyes on Likely and Lamar. Dude, Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, man. Both those guys, these linebackers have a big task ahead of them. Big task. Warner has to stop LJ. Warner. Stop the flat and yeah, I don't know what that says. Ravens have the number one rush offense. Fred Warner into a lot of blocks. Bosa has to get to Lamar. That's the hard thing without having Eric Armstead is being able to force double teams on the interior to allow your linebackers to flow freely. So yeah, man. Fred's got a big one. Both Fred and Dre. Ward on the back end, Fred up front, Bosa, Warner. This is very true. Everyone needs to step up for sure. Let's see. Bosa with 4 sacks. Woo. Jair picking off Lamar. Ward, Demo, Armstead. Some late demos being added to the list. Jair added to the list. I mean, it really is going to be an all hands on deck effort. It's gonna take the whole squad. It's gonna take the whole squad, man. What's good, Agent E? Javon Kinlaw masterclass, the whole defense. Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like Eric Armstead is trending towards being out. So not the best case scenario for the San Francisco 49ers, unfortunately. Definitely not the best case. So, but all is fair in love and war, and the Ravens aren't fully healthy, so that is what it is. This is a game of attrition at times, and both teams are dealing with injuries, so it's going to be an interesting one. If I had to pick who I think the 49ers defensive player of the game is going to be, I think Fred is going to have so much insane responsibility that I think it could potentially be Dre kind of freelancing and having to make some plays. I think Dre Greenlaw might be. I definitely agree with the thought process that Fred is going to be tasked with stopping Likely, tasked with spying Lamar, and there's going to be a lot of elements. But I do think because of that, that could allow Dre Greenlaw to kind of flow a little bit more freely. So I think these linebackers, I think the linebackers are both going to play a integral role in shutting down this offense. But I think I'm going to go with Dre Greenlaw on this one. But I do totally understand the thought process for Fred for sure, because Fred is going to have a lot of responsibilities in this game, and he could very well find himself in the middle of all of it. So big task for them. And then we switch gears over to the 49ers offensive side, and we take a look at what they got cooking on that end. Justin Matabuke is a guy that might not be a household name, but boy, do they love him over there on the Ravens side. Michael Pierce as well. So they got an underrated defensive line, and probably the strength of their team is their linebacking core. Odafe Owe, I remember him coming out of Penn State, just an athletic freak. The Ravens make the trade for Roquan Smith from the Bears. Roquan Smith might be considered like the second best linebacker in the league right now, behind Fred Warner. So that's a guy that is as playing at a very high level, and ever since he came over from the Bears to the Ravens, he's been playing lights out. However, I do remember when the 49ers would play the Bears, and I remember watching them go up against Roquan, and for the most part, they did well against Roquan. So they have shown experiences in the past where they've been able to match up well against Roquan, but obviously Roquan is now in a much better situation, which allows him to play more freely. So it's gonna be interesting to see what we get on this one. But boy, we got a big matchup coming up. Patrick Queen also playing well. A lot of questions this week have been about like the comparisons between Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen to Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner. So they might be in that category. They're definitely not, in my opinion, in the category of Fred and Dre of being the best duo, but I think they're in the conversation to be talked about. But I do still think that goes to Dre and Fred. And of course, Jadeveon Clowney. Kyle Shanahan talked about how well he's played this season. So that will be one. That front seven is going to be a tough challenge. And then you've got Kyle Hamilton, who is really coming into his own as a safety. And the thing with Kyle Hamilton is he can play multiple spots. He's basically like Derwin James. He can play anywhere. He can play around the line of scrimmage. He can literally rush the passer. He can play like a nickel linebacker role. He can play deep safety. He can move wherever they need him. Also, too, Marlon Humphrey made a lot of comments about the 49ers, obviously, whether joking or not joking, but he's going to be a person of interest to see how the 49ers manage him on the outside. Geno Stone, 6 picks, second in the league. I like Geno Stone a lot coming out of Iowa. I remember mocking him to the 49ers in later rounds. He was definitely a guy that I would have liked to have on the 49ers. But he's starting to come into his own on this defense. So who is going to be the offensive player that is going to take advantage of this defense? This is going to be, we've talked about it all week. This is going to be an MVP race. There's plenty that believe. Uh, there's plenty that believe that whoever wins this game will produce the league's MVP. So, who will that be? Will it be a signature Brock Purdy game? Will it be a signature Christian McCaffrey game? Or is someone else going to steal the show? Let me know in the chat who you guys think is going to be the 49ers offensive player of the game against the Ravens. You know, it's going to again, I think it's the same thing applies to the defense. It's going to take a team effort. I don't know if we're necessarily going to get one hero that is just going to carry, the 49ers through all of this. But all that being said, I still think it's going to take a team effort. It's going to take all these guys coming together, sticking together, and being able to potentially overcome some adversity. So, who do you guys think, though, if we have to look at it in a vacuum of who's going to have the best offensive performance here? Who do you guys think that is going to be? Let's look what we're talking about in the chat. We get signature performances by any of the MVP candidates, or is someone else coming in to steal the show? To be honest, if I had to give my honest take on it, I would love to see Brock or CMC have a day, but I'm have a really big kind of team mentality, right? Where I just want to win the game and by any means necessary. So if that takes CMC or Brock, great. If not, well, we'll see. We'll see. So let's take a look at the chat and who we got for offensive player of the game. Hendricks starting us off. Oh, no, Boomer actually starting us off with a little bit of a bold take saying Juice, 2 reception touchdowns and a rushing touchdowns for his revenge game. Three touchdowns for Kyle Juszczyk. That would be impressive. Per dog, player of the game, CMC, player of the game, Ayuk. So we're 4 for 4. We're 5 for 5 different players getting called out for players of the game offensively. This is Brandon Ayuk. BA all day. You know what? BA is due for a big day. He's been kind of quiet the last couple weeks. I would say BA is due for a big day. Debo gonna Debo. Brock hits BA for 180. Woo! Now that's a big day. Ooh, I like this one as well. The O-line. I like that for sure. I like that. Always down to show some love for the offensive line. B.A. Kittle will change the game. Mason running between the tackles. Okay. Surgical Doc Purdy. Ooh, I kind of like that one. Surgical Doc Purdy. That's pretty good. Kittle, Trent and CMC, BA, Brock goes for 300, and Debo gonna blow your mind. Debo, Purdy, CMC. He also, Boomer says you can also replace the juice prediction with Debo. So someone's getting 3 touchdowns. It's either Juice or it's either Debo. BA, CMC 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. Debo got to get his number. All right. So if I had to go offensive player of the game, I'm going to stick with my kind of original thought process. I think BA's due for a day. So if BA's due for a day and we get like maybe two touchdowns out of BA, we get over 100 yards. That's probably a strong indication that Purdy also might have the better day than CMC. But honestly, I don't care, man. What if we get 3 Purdy touchdowns through the air to CMC? What are the voters going to do then? I think MVP voters are really hoping for a clear-cut standout to come out of this game so that they could be like, all right, we know what we're doing. Yeah, okay, this is easy for us to determine. I don't think this one's going to be easy to determine, man. I think it's going to be a full team effort and all that type of stuff. So I'm looking forward to it, but I feel like this is a BA type game. I feel like this is a BA type game. He's been too quiet. I feel like BA's been too quiet. He's been waiting for his ops. Debo's been going, CMC. Feel like BA goes a little crazy because they were trying to get BA on. They tried to go deep twice to BA against the Cardinals. I feel like they go back to it. I feel like they really do and try to get BA deep. So we'll see. We'll see. That's going to be my offensive player of the game. Let's do some bold takes. We'll do bold takes. We'll do score predictions, and then we'll build our custom ticket via Sleeper. We are so close to hitting on that ticket last week that we built. We got the Kyler interception correct. We got Brock Purdy over 2 touchdowns correct. We got burnt. We got burnt on Deebo Samuel's total yards. If we would have won Deebo Samuel touchdown, we would have won. But I picked the over on Deebo of 57.5 yards. Deebo came in at 48 yards. It was so close. So close to hitting on that ticket, but we will try again to see what ticket that we got cooking with this one. Oh, shout out to Dylan. I just came across his channel earlier this week. Dude, that video that you put out of the candlestick, Dylan put out this video on Candlestick. And I mean the editing value, the storytelling, the shots that you were able to get, dude. Go to this dude's channel. If you want to you want to reminisce about this stadium right here, bro. This dude will get you in your feelings watching this video about Candlestick. Like, bro, I remember going through those hallways. I remember, bro, going to the fan fests out there, the parking lots, like all the stuff, bro. You captured it all perfectly. You like really embodied the essence, and you could tell, man, you're a diehard. And so, one of the things in the video that made me go damn, I wish I did that. I didn't know they did the tours of Candlestick before they tore it down. I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I did one of those tours. But bro, go to this dude's channel. Again, I stumbled across the video. It was phenomenal. It was the editing, storytelling, all of it. Top notch. Really did love it. But that was, sorry for the squirrel. What were we talking about? We're talking about what? Bold takes. All right, let's reset. 49ers bold takes in this game, whether it's a play, whether it's stats, whatever. Let me know what your bold take is going to be. 49ers versus Ravens. What's the outcome? What's the bold take? This is a bold game. So I expect some bold takes. I expect something crazy from this group. Because, man, so much is on the line in the sense of just overwhelming pride. This isn't a must-win game, but, man, if the 49ers want to stay in control of their destiny and they want to continue to prove to the rest of the league that they are the team to beat, and everyone needs to be scared of the San Francisco 49ers. Come out here, make a statement. Make a statement. So I want to see what we got. All right, so I got to go back a little bit. Let's see. Bold takes. I'm starting at the top. Appreciate it, bro. I love this hat's fire. This is a brand new hat. My guy Tommy, who designs all the pins at 49ers for Sale, designed this hat. This thing is clean. It's corduroy bill. It's nice. I'm still working it in. Still got to get it worked in, but we're cooking. I love the hat. Oh my gosh. Now that's a bold take. Boomerat said, "You want bold? I got bold." He said Brock Purdy basically wraps up the MVP conversation with a 6 touchdown, 400-yard performance. Woo! That's crazy. I like it, though. I like it. Oh, here's one. I feel like Moody going to have his redemption game and hit the game winner. Ooh. Okay. Oh, we need to get Trent his touchdown for sure. Simba. Ooh, love the name. Bold take. Purdy and O change game in first half. Purdy, 13 of 19, 206 yards, 3 touchdown in a half. Ooh, that's specific. We like specific. That's nice. Bosa strip sack and Young scoop and score. Like, ooh. This has been some emphasis, point of emphasis, what's going on with the 49ers special teams, kind of an inability to be really all that effective in the return game. We saw Brandon Ayuk returning punts in practice. We saw all kinds of stuff. Deebo Samuel taking one to the house. Could Deebo be returning kick return and Ayuk punt return? I don't know, but now might be the time to do it. Now might be the time. Ooh. Lamar Jackson commits 3 turnovers. I like that. Moody field goal for the win. Love it. This also going to be the Super Bowl matchup. I like it. Niners are up 28-3 at half, and the game is already basically over. Ooh, I can't wait to get to score predictions because, again, score predictions tell me how confident you guys are, so I can't wait. 2 Juice touchdowns, 1 BA reception touchdown, 2 reception touchdown for Deebo, along with a Kittle reception touchdown. Okay. Pick 6 for Fred. Niners defense, 3 takeaways. We're down 21-19. Moody hits a game winner with expiring clock. Purdy 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing. Okay. This game will be so nerve-wracking that Brad pulls out the ginger beard. Oh man, it's gonna be crazy, dude. Gonna be crazy. Juwan Jennings. Now this is bold because Juwan hasn't even practiced all week. So hopefully we get him for the game. He's in the concussion protocol, hasn't practiced yet. So we'll see. Purdy has a perfect passer rating, 50 for 56. Oh, come on, man. To satisfy Nick Wright. Oh, goodness. BA punt return. 49ers are winning by 20. Let's see. Oh, you know the vibes. You know the vibes. Demo pick 6 and a sack after seeing Glock Purdy post today. Oh, that's right. That's right. I didn't even get a chance to post that one. I got it right here, though. Or I thought I did. Oh, yeah. It's right there. Let's see. Let's see. I feel like I skipped over one, but my apologies if I missed you. I thought I saw one, but I'm not seeing it anymore. Purdy goes, that's 472 yards, 5 touchdowns. Niners win in overtime. 3 picks, one of them a pick 6. Ooh, boy. Kittle, Debo, 2 touchdowns. All right. I like it. Bull take Purdy, 20 for 23, 300. So he's going for MVP then, is what you're saying. That's what you're saying. I like it. All right. Now I want to see how confident you guys are. Again, that's what this tells me. When we do score predictions, drop your score predictions in the chat. That tells me how confident you guys are. I want to see. How confident are you? That the 49ers beat the Ravens. Let's see those score predictions in the chat. Right out the gate, we got 35-24. Fair. Right in line with that. 33-21. 31-28. Oh, wow. That's a high scoring game. 56-50 OT win. 28-17. Niners 35, Ravens 20. 2 garbage. Oh, so that's a blowout, according to Joshua. 28-23, 28-16. Niners winning. 24-16. All right. Yep. Cheyenne says, I'm sticking with just win. It's been working. So I like it. Stay with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 35-17. So far, I see the margin. I'm seeing the margin. We're actually all kind of very similar here. 35-28, 30-24. Niners 24-21. 2 great defenses matching up. So my predictions 22-20, 42-21. And they lead 28-7 at half. Woo! 27-24. 35-20 MV Purdy. 28-24. 31-17. 33-27 Niners and OT. 35-21. I think the Ravens kick a lot of field goals. Justin Tucker game. Justin Tucker versus Jake Moody. Ravens 28, 49ers 13, 25-18. Lauren says they blow them out. 34-14. Ravens win 24-17. Okay. I talked about this on State of the Franchise. I think because these two teams do have good defenses and the way they match up, I do think it will be kind of a lower scoring affair. So I'm thinking like 21-17 or 24-21, kind of like. Again, I just don't. I know this is a good matchup, and with these good matchups, when I kind of start to get a little nervous, just good nervous, And so I'm going to keep on the path that I've done with these big games. Both Dallas and Eagles, I had it as a as a close game. And again, as I've talked about, I do not care about being right about a score prediction. So I'm kind of sticking with the same mojo of calling a big game a close one, because so far in these scenarios, the 49ers have obliterated the other opponent when I have felt this way. So I feel that way. I'm going with the same logic, and I'm also going that I hope that there's some reverse psychology there, some reverse juju, I don't know, something um for sure. So we'll see. We will see what we got. So this game's going to be intense, though, for sure. Absolutely going to be intense. All right, it's ticket time. Let's build our custom ticket. Let's get a winner on Christmas, shall we? I need a winner. I need a winner for that ticket. Let's build one. What we think it's going to be. Obviously, we're going to be building this ticket through Sleeper. And if you want to build your own ticket, obviously, if you haven't used Sleeper before, make sure you use the code SF9ers when you create your account and get up to 500 matching. So as much as you put in, up to 500, you get that in return. So let's see. Let's go look at 49ers versus Ravens. And let's see who we want to pick. So far in the chat, I see a lot of positives about Brock Purdy. So let's start there with Brock. Brock's going to be on this ticket. We can do the over-under set on 1.5 touchdowns. We could do that. Over-under 252.5 passing yards. That seems like a lot, but he's kind of been in that range. Over under interception at half an interception. Over under 6.5 reception yards. Over under 20.5 completions. Basically, is he going to be passing a lot in this game, or are they just going to be able to run it out? So what are we thinking for Purdy? I'm seeing pass yards. I see touchdowns. We've hit on the over touchdowns for sure. Last 3 weeks he's cashed on the over. So 3 weeks in a row Purdy's cashed on the over. And one of the reasons why is because when they're getting into the end zone or into the red zone, they're still passing in the red zone. So I might have to agree with you on that one. I might go over. So first ticket we're going to build, or first leg of the ticket, we're going to go over 1.5 passing touchdowns, because we see a lot of play action in the red zone, right? Because they think it's going to be run first, run CMC, and we see some play action. That's where Juice gets involved in the passing game, all those different types of things. So do we think Kittle's going to have a day? Because this is an interesting one for Kittle. Kittle only has one option here, and it's 47.5 receiving yards, over under. If we would take the over would have cashed last 3 weeks in a row. Kittle had 68 yards versus Philly, 76 versus Seattle, and 54 versus Arizona. Are we interested in Kittle over reception yards set at 47.5? The reception yards one have been tricky, though. I'm not going to lie. Do we want to take that one, or do we want to go somewhere else? Smith and Queen, and I guess you could throw Hamilton into that mix. I think the question, though, becomes how do we think Do we think they're going to prioritize Kittle or prioritize someone else? So far, I'm seeing go somewhere else because you guys do make a good point. Kyle Hamilton, safety, two good coverage linebackers, and that's right in the middle of the field. That's right in the middle of the field. So if we wanted to go somewhere, we also have, let's see, I saw Ayuk. So Ayuk, his over under for reception yards is set at 63. He only would have cashed on the over in one game out of the last four. So that doesn't sound like a great one. But it's unfortunate because BA's due for a game. BA's due for a game. What are we thinking? I'm seeing Debo. All right. So if we go Debo, we don't have a ton of options. They've taken the anytime TD off the board because he's probably been cashing too many times. So his reception yards are set at 59 and a half. We took this last week. We didn't hit because he had 48. But in the 3 previous games, he cashed on the over. So I see in the chat, Hendricks thinks he's going to go over. Michael says BA. BA set at 63 and a half. All right, let's go BA over. Let's go BA over then. We're going to go BA over. And so now we got to pick, let's pick one Ravens. Let's pick one Ravens. What player do we think is going to have a day? Likely Jackson, Edwards, OBJ is an option, Flowers is an option. What are the rush yards for Lamar? So rush yards are set at 59 and a half. Out of the last 4 games, he's cashed twice on the over. Last 2 games, he's cashed the over with 97 and 70. The line is set at 59 and a half. So do we want Lamar rushing? Rushing touchdown by Lamar is set at half a touchdown. So 1 touchdown cashes if we take the over. Interception is set at half, so it's like a pick 'em. Touchdown passes 1.5. That one's dicey. Pass yards are 220. So in the last 4 weeks, he went 264, 177, which would have been under, 316, 171. So 2 out of the 4, he would have cashed the over. I'm seeing take the under on the rush yards. Gus Edwards. Ooh. Gus Edwards line for rushing yards is set at 39 and a half. This might be the one. 39 and a half rushing yards for this team's number 1 running back. Obviously, they have Justice Hill, and they're going to bring up Gordon, but Edwards' line is set at 39 and a half. That's kind of intriguing. It's kind of intriguing. His reception, he's at half a reception. So one reception, if you take the over, cashes 2.5 reception yards. Ooh, that might be a sneaky good one. Do we think Gus Edwards is going to get one pass that's going to go beyond 2.5 yards? Because if we take the over with Gus Edwards getting one catch for over 2.5 yards, ooh, I mean that's kind of, I don't know. That one's kind of, that's one of those like those ones where it's like he, and in the last 3 weeks he would have cashed the over, not by a lot, but I don't know. Is that too, like, I agree, it seems too easy. But that could be the one. And then Odell 38.5 reception yards is the line. That would have cashed 2 out of the last 4 weeks. He has anytime touchdown available. That one's set at a half. So, but that one has a big time multiplier if OBJ gets a touchdown. So I don't know. What are you guys thinking? OBJ? Are we thinking Gus Edwards, Gus Bus? Feels like Lamar Jackson's props are kind of high, unless we think he's going to have a rushing touchdown. But that one feels like that could be sketch as well. What are you guys thinking? Isaiah Likely, 38 reception yards, anytime touchdown set at 0.5, reception set at 3.5. Ooh, that could be one right there. That could be one. Isaiah Likely, reception set 3.5. Isaiah Likely's been targeted quite a bit. Right? We think he's going to be a guy that's going to be utilized. We saw McBride shake free a couple times against the Cardinals. What are we thinking? Do we think Likely? That's a close one. That's a close one. What are we thinking? Yeah, we have not been having a great time with tight ends recently. We have not, and Likely's really good. Likely's really good. That's what I'm saying. 3.5 seems low. It feels like Likely will get a lot of looks. Might not be. I think Likely might be able to hit on the over. Likely over 39 yards. Same. I think it's either receptions or yards. I kind of like I like the Likely one because we have low key been getting cooked by tight end, and he's cashed on the yards last 3 weeks in a row, and we've been kind of, so let's do it like this. Let's do Likely, and I want you to pick in the chat between reception yards at 38.5 and receptions at 3.5. So 4 reception cashes if we take the over, 39 yards receiving cashes if we take the over. What do you guys want? Those we're going to funnel the options down. How much does Lamar throw to Likely? Likely had he had 5 receptions last week. The week before that, 5, and then the week before that, 4. So the last 3 weeks, he would have cashed the over if we took it at 3.5. Yeah, I kind of like the likely one because, again, going into last week's matchup, I felt like McBride was going to have a decent day, and he did. And it feels like that could happen again. I don't know. Do I go receptions or do I go yards? I need y'all help. I need help from the chat. We need to smash. We need to get our first winner on this one. We go on receptions or we go on yards for likely. Over under 3.5 receptions, over under 38.5 yards. Let me know what you guys are thinking on this one. Let me know. Receptions. All right, I like it. I've seen enough. All right, let's hit on this one, baby. Let's hit on this one. I'm gonna lock it in. So to recap, we're going Purdy over 1.5 touchdowns. We're going Ayuk over 63.5 yards. We're going over likely 3.5 receptions. So that's what our ticket looks like. And on this one, if I bet 20, payout is 93. If I bet 15, payout 70. All right, let's lock it in. Lock it in. All right, it's locked. I locked it in. Let's go. Let's win, baby. Let's win. Oh, yeah, they do got the LeBron free square. All right. I like that. All right, guys. Man, we got Christmas weekend ahead of us. Big time game. I typically don't work on Saturdays, but it's not a normal Saturday, so I think I'll probably be making some videos about the injury updates and stuff like that. So we'll have some content for tomorrow because we want to see what the final updates are. Maybe have a little reaction to it. So I might be on for some content tomorrow. So we'll see. We will see what that has in store. But boy, oh boy, big game coming up. 49ers, Ravens for all the marbles. Feels like a preview for all the marbles, but we'll see. Shout out to all you guys per usual for tapping in. Appreciate you all. And right now, we will see what the 49ers are able to do here coming up. I appreciate you guys. And of course, if you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. Enjoy this time. Appreciate everyone. As always, you guys are the best. I'm out of here for now. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to